Archangel Michael asks, have you recently felt fatigued for no apparent reason? Did your relationship suddenly fall apart without explanation? Have your finances been blocked? Prayers delayed, your peace stolen? Listen to me. That was not the hard part of life. That was not a coincidence. Someone targeted you spiritually. And, certainly, they employed black magic. I am not saying this lightly. I've witnessed the rites. I've noticed the candles and the whispering. Names were shouted into mirrors and tied with string. And one of those names was yours. But listen to me now. Heaven is no longer standing back. I, Archangel Michael, have been dispatched on divine order. My sword isn't sheathed. My wings are not still. I'm circling your house tonight. Because what was done in the dark being dragged to the light. This is your moment of divine reversal. The charms, curses, and the spiritual bricks are about to snap. But you have to listen. You need to wake up. You need to awaken your spirit beforehand. It's too late. I'll uncover who did this. I will describe how it has been impacting your dreams, body, and relationships. I will provide you the spiritual instruments to turn it off permanently. But don't scroll past this. This is not entertainment. This is rescue. Heaven is. I am stepping in right now. Type 777 if you're prepared for divine justice. Begin. Archangel Michael responds, they didn't throw fists. They didn't scream in your. They did not use a knife to harm me. A gun. No, they performed worse. They grinned at you. They pretended to. They said, bless you. Name into the darkness. You've been living within a battle that did not start. But I come to inform you, you shall finish it. For months, or even years. I felt something, an odd weight in the room. A feeling of heaviness in your chest when you lie down in bed. Confusion that distorts your head as you try to pray. Money seems to vanish. Opportunities that are delayed. Loved ones turning cold all at once. It isn't bad luck, it's not just life. It's not age, it's not anxiety. Spiritual sabotage. You have been marked by someone close to you. I saw it. They utilized dark magic. A candle was lit with jealousy. Your photo was placed on a table, and not in love, but with poison in the soul. A whisper was made over your name, not. They were commanded to bind rather than bless. You were too blessed, too radiant, too anointed. So they decided to interfere with what heaven has written about you. They couldn't touch your spirit, so they attacked your atmosphere. They couldn't take your soul, so they tried to choke your joy. They prayed, but not to God, they summoned, but not angels. They tapped into a power which pretends to give just to receive everything. And you felt it, anguish without a cause. There was no explanation for the delay. People who previously liked you, now far. The rejection that came from nowhere. You were not crazy, you were under attack. And now the war has reached the heavens. Courtroom. The scroll has been opened, your name was discovered bundled in fraudulent contracts. You have never signed any spiritual agreements. But I, Michael, was sent to burn every single one of them. You see, the conflict, it wasn't fair, they knew what they were. They studied how to manipulate energy. They buried stuff near your home, screamed insults into the wind and wore your name like a target. However, heaven recorded every action. And I was watching. Even though you felt alone, even when you cried and asked, God, why? Does it feel like something is working against me? It read, but now something is working. This is for you. You may not notice it now, but even as you read this, celestial forces are moving through the rooms of your home. They are lifting what was placed on you, cutting what was wrapped around your name. They're disclosing who did it. Not for vengeance, but for victory. This fight is not yours, but mine. I have overstepped. And now, heaven is not whispering, yelling. You are not defenseless. You are not powerless, nor are you stuck. They are always safeguarded. But now you're being avenged. You spotted a shadow last night. A dream that made you shake. An odd name that keeps popping up in conversations, emails, and memories. That is the sign. Heaven is removing the masks. You'll soon overhear something. By mistake, they'll say a text, they will make a claim if you turn up with the wrong number. But it won't be wrong, it will be divine. Evidence, because the veil is tearing. Your enemies will become confused. They'll ask, how did she survive this? They'll say, why isn't he broken? And I'll respond, because you touched a child of heaven, and I will not allow that's without consequence. There are angels orbiting your home. Now. You do not see them, but your spirit feels them. The strain on your chest, that unexpected coolness, that hush. It falls when you step into a room. The shift. Your deliverance is not coming. It's occurring now. As you read, as you open your heart. Stop doubting that everything was real. Yes, they practiced dark magic. But heaven is using me, and I never lose battles. Now, halt, breathe, and allow the truth enter your bones. You are being defended in ways you cannot imagine. And soon, everything that has been delayed will be released. Everything they attempted to bury will ascend. And the next time they attempt to speak your name in the darkness, and they will feel my sword hovering over them. Tongue. You're not alone. You aren't weak. You were picked. The war is real. But so is your success. Type 444. If you believe that angels are at your door tonight. Archangel Michael claims they thought it would remain secret. They felt that as long as they smiled in public, their secrets would stay in the shadows. They wore religious clothing during the day, called on darkness by night. They posted scriptures, but murmured curses. They mouthed, "I love you," while tying your name to knots composed of envy. But now I'll speak. The witchcraft is being exposed. I've been silent long enough. I watched their ceremonies. I've stood on the edge of their circles. I've noticed their hands tremble as they called on forces that were not fully understand. They did not know who was watching. I was. They burned candles, not for peace, but for sabotage. They called on the ancestors, not for healing, but for dominance. They blended your name with herbs and oils. Fire and fury, aiming to bend your will, confuse your thoughts, and have control. It's your life. But no spell escapes the heavens' gaze. No curse can withstand the fire of truth. And now everything is done in secrecy, coming to light. You have spotted it already. The person who was formerly close is suddenly avoiding eye contact. The someone who has always known too much suddenly I can't speak around you. A shift in when they enter the room, they provide energy. That is not paranoia. That is exposure. God allows your adversaries to be undone by their own lies. Their tongue will slip. Their hands will drop. Something they tried to conceal. A journal. A note or a whisper recorded on a voicemail. You'll overhear what you weren't expecting, supposed to hear. You will see something you were not expected to see. Don't ignore it, because it is the evidence the Spirit has been waiting. You asked heaven, was it them? Could it really be? And I say, now, yes. It was. That person offered you a present that made your skin crawl. That person who understood your anxieties, they performed better than they should have. The who disappeared after a season of confusion in your life. They were not simply slipping away. They were spiritually appointed to delay you. They sought your brightness but didn't celebrate it. They tried to drain it, to duplicate it, to rob it, but light that is holy and cannot be taken. It can only counterfeit it. And their imitation is failing. They handed you false blessings. They're collapsing. The false peace projected, it's cracking because your discernment has been reactivated. You are no longer bewildered, you are becoming clear. You're remembering who you are. And that alone frightens them. Once you know who you are, the power ends. They kept something on you for years. Guilt, fear, and manipulation, spiritual trickery. They led you to believe it was your fault. You were cursed, and you were the reason your own life fell apart. It wasn't you, child, it was always, and now I'll show you the truth. In dreams, discussions, and errors they will make it, and when they do, not second guess it. Do not explain. Put it aside. Don't shrink to spare their feelings. This isn't about vengeance. Recovery. You were robbed. Spiritually abused and emotionally poisoned, and I am restoring every part of you. They tried to take. This is your hour of exposure. This is the moment when the masks fall. And you see plainly. Some of you may feel nauseated when you find others will grieve when they discover who it was. You recall all the times you defended. But I assure you, don't regret it. You had a pure heart, love. Intentions were not. But no longer. Pretending. No more being polite to keep the peace. Stop denying what your spirit has known all along. This is where the cycle ends. This is when the magic ends. This is where your life turns, so let I say this with power. If they touch you again in the spirit, even murmur your name with hatred, will respond to me. I am Archangel Michael, and my sword is not for display. It is for battle. I stand between you and every unholy altar with your name on it now. Breathe. You're safe, but be alert. The exposure will not include drama, will come with accuracy. Pay attention to repetition. The number 222 will start to appear. That's your signal that the curtain is, the truth is within reach. When you see it, say, Michael, reveal it now and I will. The magic has been broken. The liar is revealed. The battle is shifting. You are not cursed. You've been called. Type 222. If you believe clarity is to break past your misunderstanding. Archangel Michael declares, now that the truth has surfaced. Allow me to tell you what heaven is doing. Behind the scenes. Because you aren't battling this alone. You never were. The moment they murmured your name into the shadows, heaven wrote your name in light. The moment they conjured curses, God summoned angels. And I, Michael, was sent first, not to observe, not to delay, but to fight. Just now, even as you read this, divine, an intervention is taking place around you. Not like you expected, but in the your soul prayed for when words failed you. Let me explain plainly. What they said about you is being reversed. The confusion that clouds your mind's lucidity is returning. The sudden illness healing is beginning. The repeated cycles of loss, betrayal, and false starts. Heaven is breaking them. But this isn't noisy work. This is sacred intervention. You may start to feel the pressure gradually rises. The air you breathe home may change. Suddenly, a piece of you can't express will fall like a blanket above your heart. That is not coincidence. That is what my wings cover. It's your space. Last night, you might have sensed something. Move close your bed. A breeze without window. A flickering light with no source. That wasn't fear. That was presence. We arrived lightly, since heaven theatrics are unnecessary when it comes to restoration. It delivers truth and strength in whispers. You're feeling exhausted because the evil energy was sucked from your field. You've been getting up at 3:11 a.m. because that is the moment I arrive near your atmosphere. And I came with assignments. I walked the perimeter of your home. I have sealed your name with heavenly oil in the Spirit. I have declared, no more interference. No more delays. You weren't sure why your stomach turned. When did you receive that message last week? You didn't understand why. The heart sank when a certain name appeared on your screen. That was me. Put your insight into action. I was shaking your soul awake. Because of what they attempted to cover, I'm now turning the darkness into light. Heavenly fire. Let me dig deeper. There are items, gifts, images, little items. They used to anchor the curses. You may still have them. You may still beware them. You may even cherish them. But heaven will point to each one and say, this has to go. Do not dispute. Don't wait. When the time comes, act. It is not about superstitions. It's all about alignment. God desires nothing in your atmosphere related to the ceremonies that were performed against you. This is a spiritual cleansing. You will find feathers in strange locations. You will notice the number 444 on receipts, clocks and license plates. This means the shield is up. The angel's force field has been activated. Say this whenever you see it. Heaven, keep building the wall. Because we are erecting walls, not constructed of brick, but from light, not with nails, but with names. What is your name? This protection has been carved. Allow me to add something additional that could bring tranquility to your soul. You didn't. You deserve what has happened to you. You didn't invite this. You did not attract it. Because of frailty. You were targeted for your calling because of your anointing. Because even your potential is jeopardized, they are comfortable. However, they did not comprehend is when you target a child, God, you awaken the fury of the angels. So now I stand at your door with the sword drawn, eyes blazing. I am not asking. Demons should leave. I'm eliminating them. I have already started. And if you are feeling lighter, safer, or clearer now, you understand why. Your sleep patterns will vary. Your dreams will become sharper. Your inner the compass will stop spinning and start to point forward again. Because we have taken return what was stolen. And listen to me, the curse has been reversed. Now comes the restoration. Things you thought were lost are returning. Opportunities that passed you are circling back. Love you believed you were ruined. Redeeming itself in divine timing. This is not due to your work. This is heaven's recompense. God repays with interest. Now breathe, dear. You are in the eye of the storm. But this time, things aren't chaotic. It's peaceful. Heavenly peace. Allow it to fill the cracks. Allow it to sit your shoulders. Let it relieve the tension in your chest. You're okay now because I am not leaving. Not till this. The job is finished. But you must stay alert. You must be clean, and you must be faithful. This war is mine, but with your cooperation activates the win. Type 44. If you feel angelic protection in your home tonight, Archangel Michael says, now listen. Pay close attention because this is where your role begins. Heaven has done its share, the spiritual the fight rages, and the angels move. But, I need your consent. Your authority and your voice. You have been granted power greater than you know, not only to survive, but conquer. Not just pray, but command. Black magic was solely employed against you. Retained power because you allowed it to. Not by weakness, rather, through unawareness. But now you know. Now you see. With knowledge comes authority. I am not only your guardian. I'm your commander, and I give you this command right now. Rise up in your spirit. Declare your freedom. Speak freely. Say this aloud, wherever you are. In the name of the highest God, I break every curse, enchantment, and lie spoken over me. I revoke all agreements made without my permission. Declare that no weapon is formed against me shall flourish. I am covered by the blood of the Lamb and encircled by paradise. Hosts, I walk in victory and divine protection. Through the authority granted to I command the darkness to flee. Amen. Don't simply speak these words as a prayers should be spoken like declarations. Like a warrior speaking on the battlefield. Because it is exactly who you are. Your faith is a sword, and your words are armor. Your heart is a shield. Do not be are you afraid to return what has been stolen. Do not be afraid to claim the commitments made to. Do not forget your forefathers and yourself. Be hesitant to stand firm. And I will tell you something sacred. When you type 77 right now, and you align spirit meets heaven's breakthrough. 777 is the number for heavenly fulfillment. A sign that the chains are breaking. And blessings are coming. Use it as your flag is your sign of success. Feel the force behind that simple motion. Angels are moving closer, and your name is rising in the courts of heaven. But there is more. You will start to see signs, small but clear. An unexpected breeze that cools your face. A soothing radiance illuminated a previously darkened chamber. A stranger's warm remarks feel like a message, repeated numerals on clocks, license plates or receipts. 444-111-9999. Each is a divine signal that you are being safeguarded, restored, and prepared. When these indicators appear, do not dismiss. They are the murmurs of angels. We say, keep walking, we are with you. Your authority includes saying no to the past, fear, and lies that once you were held hostage. Say no to old habits that created space for gloom. Say no to folks who feed you doubt or manipulate your spirit. You are a child of light, born to go fearlessly, born to break chains and shine. And tonight, I whisper it only for you. Even if your faith seems little, even your spirit is exhausted, I see you. I support you. I fight for you. Don't need to do this alone anymore. When you assert your authority, you please welcome me and the angelic army to act more powerfully on your behalf. So come up now and claim your independence. Speak your victory. The struggle is ferocious, and so is your destiny. Don't let another moment pass away. Fear or doubt, now is your time. Type 7 to 7 and declare your breakthrough. Know this, heaven is with you. Michael is with you, your future is shattering. Through the darkness, walk onward. Courage. Walk forth with power. The attacker attempted to hide your light, but they were born to rise. Archangel Michael responds, you've heard the truth. You've seen the battlefield, however, the most significant element remains. Your breakthrough. The enemy attempted to bury your peace under spells and lies. They tried to silence your destiny with darkness. But heaven has risen. I have come to inform you that the chains are breaking. This is not the conclusion of your narrative. It is the start of your win. The doors that were previously closed will open. The prayers that feel unanswered would be answered. The peace you believed you had lost will be restored. You were never forgotten. You were never forgotten. You were picked. You are protected. You are powerful. Type 777 to announce that. The breakthrough is yours. Stand firm in this pledge. The light is coming. The name is being lifted. Your healing is on. By the way, remember this. They tried to. Do not go any farther. But heaven will always conclude. That's how it started. Walk confidently, cherished. Your triumph has already been recorded in the stars.